guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess if you are new here, and welcome. I hope you will stick around and subscribe to my channel. I do a little bit of everything around here, mostly though it is around my journey to healthy. We do Weight Watchers over here. I have done some other things in the past, counting calories and macros. I did a little stint with keto and low carb, but I am back to Weight Watchers because that is where I had my most success. I do double track with calories and macros most of the time. Right now I'm kind of taking a little bit of a break from that until the beginning of the year. I'm just kind of taking it slow through the month of December. We are focusing on maintaining, not gaining through the month of December. And then in January, I'll go back to my double tracking. We are doing really good over here right now for the month of December. Why I'm saying we, I don't know, because I'm the only one in my household on this journey. Anyway, yes, I am doing a collab with my friend Barrett. I have known Barrett for most of my YouTube career. There's not really my career. I have another job. But since I've been on YouTube, I feel like I have known her. Anyway, she is a wonderful person. I am more than certain if you are subscribed to me, you are already subscribed to her and probably know who she is. But if you do not, I'm going to have all of her stuff linked down below. Of course, her channel. I'll have her Instagram handle down there. You may remember her from, I believe her channel used to be called Living Life on Track. So she is a wonderful wealth of knowledge of Weight Watchers. She has had massive success on it. And she also right now is doing, I believe, a little hybrid combination of Weight Watchers and doing kind of low carb and counting calories and macros. I believe that is what she is kind of doing right now. Anyway, go check out her channel and you can find out more about her. So today we are going to do 2 Weight Watcher friendly desserts. So you saw yesterday's video was a video of all the sugar, definitely not healthy, definitely not Weight Watcher friendly desserts that I made for family and friends. And today I'm going to show you 2 definitely very Weight Watcher friendly desserts. One of them was almost a fail, so I'm gonna pop it up here. I made some Jello parfaits. They're supposed to be a lot prettier than what is on here. I will tell you what I did wrong along the way, but it still tasted good, so that's all that matters, right? And of course, I will have the original recipe linked down below. And then I also did a mini upside down cranberry. So originally I was going to do a cranberry cobbler. And the problem, here's 2 things that made me think about doing the upside down cakes. One thing, I love pineapple upside down cake. And I just happened to be going through my pantry and I saw I had a cake mix in there that was for pineapple upside down cake. I did not use that cake mix, by the way, because that would not have been Weight Watcher friendly. However, that just kind of got me thinking because I ordered just, you know, when you order online for your groceries, which is what I do, I got this little tiny little bag of cranberries. I don't know why in my mind I was picturing a much bigger bag. And yes, the recipe I was going to make for the cobbler, I needed like 20 ounces of raspberries, and this was like an 8-ounce bag. So there was no way, even halving the recipe would have been a stretch. I just didn't want it to not come out. And I was kind of making that one up on the fly too, but I knew that was not going to be enough cranberries. So I saw the pineapple upside down cake, and then I started thinking, why not like a cranberry upside down cake, but little mini ones, so then it would be great for portion control. So I'll pop up right here what they turned out like. So these are mini cranberry upside down cakes. And I believe I did figure out the points, but now I'm forgetting what they are, but I will put them, of course, on the screen. You will see the points. I believe they were 2 points for one. This makes 24 of them, so you could easily have 2 of them and not break the point bank. As far as the Jello, those just come out to 1 point because of the Cool Whip. We use sugar-free Cool Whip. So let's go ahead and go into my 2 recipes, but of course, make sure you check out Barrett's channel to find out what her 2 recipes are. And if you are coming from over at Barrett's channel and you are new here, please leave a comment down there so I can welcome you and meet you, because I don't know about you guys, but I love interacting with people on YouTube, and I feel like that is why I am happy about my little community over here. I don't care about getting big and huge because I know people when they make a comment in my comment section, they are people I recognize and I know, and I actually interact with all of you guys. And I have gotten to be a very, very good friends with people just from my comment section. And I love that. I love to be able to have the ability to go comment, or just at least make sure you guys know I've read your comment by liking it and hearting it. And I do try to respond to everyone, but it doesn't always happen. But I love that when I see a comment come across my notifications and I see it and I know who that person is and I know about your guys' journey because you've told me. I just love that. It's my favorite part of YouTube, and it's just finding people just like me and who understand the journey and the struggles and all of that. I love that. So please leave a comment down there and tell me a little bit about yourself, and let's go ahead and go into the recipe. We're going to start off with making the strawberry parfaits, or the Jello parfaits. So the recipe that I was following called for 3 ounces of sugar-free Jello. I could not find 3 ounces of sugar-free Jello, but I already had this Jello in my pantry. So I'm just using 2 of these boxes, and you also need a cup of sugar-free Cool Whip, and then some strawberries and a glass. So I think one of my mistakes was picking really big glasses and not having the 3 ounces of Jello, but we made it work. So you want to kind of rig your glasses up a little bit till they're like tilted. So you can see I just kind of rigged them up, just wanted as a way to do it. And depending on what kind of glasses you use will depend on how you need to kind of tilt them a little bit. But the original recipe, which I will link down below, did use long stemmed glasses, so you can use those as well. But I'm using these big wine glasses, and I think, again, it was kind of probably part of the issue. Now you're going to start off with making the Jello as directed on the back of the box. So I'm doing the 2 together, which worked out just fine. So it called for putting cold water in, dissolving your Jello in cold water, and then you add in the hot water. So again, I'm not going to tell you the measurements on this because it depends on your Jello. So now we're going to pour in the hot water. Now it could be that the original recipe did not say sugar-free Jello, although the picture, if you look at the recipe blog, the picture shows her using sugar-free Jello. Again, though, I just could not find a 3-ounce box. So maybe you can, but I think you can make this work by just what I'm showing you here. So now you want to go ahead and let this chill in the refrigerator until it's slightly thickened. Now, I'm going to repeat that, slightly thickened, because here's the thing. I let mine thicken too long because I was making the other recipe. So look at this. I thought, oh, this will be okay. You know, it's still pretty watery, but I think it was not okay. So only slightly thickened. So you want to also, it says to hold out 1/3 of a cup. Again, I think this needs to be more than 1/3 of a cup because you'll see why. But the recipe says 1/3 of a cup, but I think probably closer to 1/2 of a cup is what you need to hold out. Now you want to put in half of your strawberries into your mix. You want to hold out half or maybe only 1/3 of your strawberries to put on top for a garnish. But so I don't know how many strawberries I used here, but you want to mix some in with your slightly thickened Jello. And then we're going to put them in these glasses. So we're going to put them in there and then tilt them because we want the Jello to set up at an angle. So you'll see here how I have the Jello in there, but again, I think it's just too thick because it didn't really quite set up very well because I think it was already pretty much set up, and I think I disturbed the process by stirring it when it was almost completely thickened. But let's just go with this. It tastes amazing when it's done, and I think it still has a pretty effect when it's done. So now with that portion that you held out, so that 1/3 of a cup or 1/2 of a cup, whatever you end up pulling out, you want to mix in 1 cup of Cool Whip in with that. Now we're using sugar-free Cool Whip. I think it's the Cool Whip brand, sugar-free. You want to mix that up, put that in the refrigerator as well to kind of thicken up and set up some more. And now after your Jello has thickened up, and if you've done it the right way and it is all set up and looking beautiful, now you can see mine is set up pretty well, but just not as well as I think it really could have been. So now we're going to add in this Jello, what's mixed with the Cool Whip. Now I did not have enough. I had enough to do 2 glasses and that was it. So I did top it off with just a little bit of Cool Whip on top and also some strawberries. So you guys these still turned out really, really pretty. And I think depending on what glasses you use, and if you look at the recipe blog that I'm going to link down there, you'll see that she uses these really pretty glasses and they just turned out beautiful. I really think you could play around with this recipe and really have a beautiful dessert for your holiday table. And especially if you're just doing a really small, intimate dinner, like my family is real small. this would just be beautiful for a dessert. So definitely play around with it. But yeah, I did not have enough of the pink stuff. And you'll see I had a whole cup of Jell-O that I just could not fit it in. This recipe comes in about 1 point, depending on how much Cool Whip you use. Next up, we are going to make some mini cranberry upside down cakes. So the recipe for this, I kind of made it up, so I will type it out down below. So you are going to need kind of 3 different layers here. You have your cake layer, which we're going to use a sugar-free cake mix and 1 can of sparkling water, whatever kind you want to use. I'm using this orange LaCroix, and then some orange extract. Be very careful with the orange extract. You only want to use a teaspoon because it's very potent. Now, yes, this is all you need for your cake layer. For your cranberry layer, we're just going to need some cranberries and then some orange zest, which is optional. You could also use a little bit of extract here, but I do suggest the zest. And then for our butter layer, you're going to want to use some sort of brown sugar alternative, and you're going to need 2/3 of a cup of this. I like these two are my favorites. And then you need 1/3 cup of light butter, whatever kind of light butter you like to use. I'm using the, I can't believe it's not butter light. So all of my points that I'm going to tell you is all based off of these ingredients. Now you're going to ignore the back of the box because all we are going to do is going to put the entire box of cake mix and this entire can of sparkling water. You can use Diet Sprite, Diet 7-Up. You could use Zero Sugar Orange Crush. That would actually be another good one because you want that cranberry orange flavor. And then I'm being really brave here by just putting a dash of that orange extract, but you want to use about a teaspoon. Then you're going to whip it up really well. Make sure you get it all mixed in and everything. And then while that is all done and it's sitting aside, kind of letting everything melt together, we're going to do our brown sugar layer. So you want to just melt together the butter and the brown sugar. Now I had just a little bit of Sukrin Gold, so I mixed the Sukrin Gold and the Lakanto Brown Sugar. So you want to melt that, get it all together. And that's the only thing about the I can't believe it's not butter light is it doesn't always melt completely. I just noticed that, but that's okay. We don't need it. Now this makes 24 cups. I'm only going to show you 12. So you want to put 2 teaspoons of that brown sugar butter mixture in the bottom of each of your 24 muffin cups. And then you want to take your orange zest if you're going to be doing any kind of orange zest, and then your cranberries. So I kind of put about 5 to 6, end up putting about 5 to 6 4 they're really large cranberries in the bottom of each one, and then just a sprinkle of that orange zest all over there. The taste of cranberry orange together is amazing, you guys. So highly recommend that orange zest. And you saw, I'm just using mandarin oranges for mine. I didn't pull out the big oranges. So again, this makes 24. I'm just showing you 12 in this clip. So then we're going to scoop on the cake mix. So I just had a little tiny cookie scooper, so I did 2 scoops. So you're really only you're just filling them all the way up to the top, because with that seltzer water, your muffins are not going to rise. So make sure you fill them completely to the top, because you're not going to get a good lift on these because you're not using eggs and you're not using oil and you're not using all those things. But that's okay. We don't need it for this recipe. Now you have all your stuff in there. We are going to bake this at 350 for 20 minutes. Now, of course, it's going to depend on your oven, but for mine, it took exactly 20 minutes. They came out perfect. You'll see right here, they're really flat. You see there was not a lot of rise to them. Now, while they're still a little bit warm, you don't want to let them cool completely. So when they're still a little bit warm, now what you want to do is take some other sort of cookie sheet or baking sheet and put it on top of your cakes like this. And then we're going to invert this. Now, you do want to make sure that the bottom cookie sheet or baking sheet, whatever you call them, is cool enough for you to flip over. So we're going to do a little flip. And then with these silicone muffin cups, so I will link these down below as well. Remind me if I forget. You kind of have to push them out a little bit. So I'm just kind of going around, just kind of pushing them out. And this is our finished product, y'all. Yeah, some of them are not so pretty, but you know what? These tasted so good. Highly, highly recommend. And one of these is 2 points. 2 of them are 4 points. And you could top it with a little bit of sugar-free Cool Whip. And you guys have this decadent, nice and Christmassy, really Weight Watcher friendly dessert. I was blown away by how good these tasted. And you would never know, at least I wouldn't, because I'm used to the flavor, I think, of the sugar-free stuff. But I think a lot of people would not know just how Weight Watcher friendly this was. So here are two nice Weight Watcher friendly desserts. Make sure you go check out Barrett's channel and check out her desserts that she's making. And I just want to thank you guys so much for always supporting my channel. If you are new here, I do hope you stick around and subscribe. And please, again, leave a comment down in the comment section so I know that you came over here from Barrett's channel so I can thank you and welcome you. And for everyone else, again, thank you so much for your continued support. Thank you, Barrett, for collabing with me on this video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.